my friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, we are going to be going over my budget for the week of June 30th. So it is the very last paycheck in the month of June. Even though we are primarily going to be taking care of bills from July, I still consider this my June budget. So this is June week 5 because the income came in the month of June. That's the way that I do it. So you guys won't see my first paycheck of July, my first budget for the paycheck in July, until the week of the 7th. So this is gonna wrap up my June budget. So I pulled in my paycheck bill tracker. This is the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mom. I've talked ad nauseum about how much I love this planner. This is nothing new. You guys have definitely seen this before. And I've also got my Erin Condren monthly planner. We're going to be talking about the payday I received on June 30th. You guys can see I haven't put in any transactions for the 4th week of June yet, and that's because I'm filming this video a little bit early. Today is actually Wednesday, the 24th. I usually film these videos, these budget videos, closer to real time, but I'm pre-filming a bunch of videos to try to make sure that my channel is not going to be completely deserted next week, because my husband is going to be on vacation from work next week, and I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. I don't know if we're going to be camping or what, but I don't want to have to worry about videos. I want to just spend as much time with him as possible, so I'm trying to get things pre-filmed. So you don't see any transaction stickers here because I haven't actually filmed my week 4 budget results video yet. In fact, I may not even film that video at all. So if you did not see that video, I apologize. Like I said, I'm trying to focus while my husband's on vacation on spending time with him. But anyways, we're focusing on the 5th paycheck in June, which, like I said, is coming in on June 30th, and we're going to be paying all of the bills and expenses between the 30th of June and the 7th of July. So if you see here, I've already got my July in my monthly planner set up. I doubt very much if I will even do a July budget setup video either, if I'm being honest. But you can see here that bills are in this blue color, and so we're going to be taking care of all of the bills during this first week, as well as our expenses for the week. So I've already gotten everything kind of written down here in my paycheck bill tracker, and we're just going to go over it. So starting out with groceries, you guys know, if you've been watching my budget videos, let me zoom you in, that I budget $150 for groceries every week. That's for my family of 4. Myself, my husband, and our 2 children, who are 17 and 12-year-old boys. That keeps us fed. So $150 is my budget for that. For my spending, it's been working out really well having my spending money just stay in the bank. I was pulling it out in cash for a while, but then when I inevitably wanted to make an online purchase, I would have to turn around and take the money that I had just pulled out of the bank and put it back in the bank, and it was just an overcomplication that was not necessary. So I've been leaving it in the bank, and that's been working out great the last couple of weeks, so we're going to continue to do that. I'm budgeting $40 for my spending money. For household money, that is $30, and that's going to go directly to my Amazon credit card to cover our household items that we get from Amazon Subscribe and Save. They just come automatically every single month. I don't have to think about whether or not we are almost out of trash bags or laundry detergent, because it just comes automatically. Next up, we have Miscellaneous. So that's another thing that I used to take cash for, but it's been working out really well having it in my bills category. The bills category covers not just our weekly bills, but also any of our expenses that are being paid with our debit card. So this Miscellaneous line item covers anything that it's not taken care of in the rest of my budget. So for Miscellaneous, we are budgeting $50. Next up is our lot rent. We own our mobile home. We paid that off back in March, which was incredibly exciting. But we do still have to pay lot rent every month. No more mortgage, but the lot rent still comes due the first of every month. And that's just because we own the home, but we don't own the land. We rent the lot that our home sits on. And that's $510 a month. Last month we signed up for a new cable system, essentially. It's the same provider, it's still Spectrum, but rather than paying our money directly to Spectrum for our service, our mobile home community set up a plan through Spectrum that gets us our high-speed internet and cable for cheaper than what we were paying just for high-speed internet. So we were paying $69.99 for our internet. We didn't have any cable channels, it was just internet. But because they came up with this deal, we now have high-speed internet and cable for $60 a month. So we're paying less than we were before, and we have more, we're getting more for our money. I'll be honest, we haven't really used the cable. We did get the cable boxes and get them all set up, but we haven't really watched it at all. We have a lot of streaming services that we use instead, but it's still cheaper, and we're still getting their high-speed internet, so I'm happy with that. We're paying $60 a month now rather than $69.99. Next up is water. So we pay our water right with our lot rent, but our lot rent is a fixed $510 a month, whereas our water fluctuates. So I have it as a separate line item to keep track of that. I'm budgeting $40. You guys know if you've been watching my budget videos that whenever I'm budgeting for the week, I always tend to round my bills up a little bit. That way I have the money to cover them, even if they come in a little bit higher than what I expect or a little bit lower than what I expect. We're covered either way. Next up is Patreon. I've budgeted $2 for that. I'm a patron of a gentleman who does our local weather. He is far more accurate than any of the meteorologists on the news, so I'm happy to give him $2 a month to continue to do that. So that's that. And then Netflix, I've budgeted $16. We pay a little bit more for Netflix because we have the service for 4+ screens, and we have the Ultra HD 4K whatever, because that's the kind of TV we have. So $16 for that. And that's it for our bills for the week. When you add everything up, it comes out to $871. So that is what we have budgeted for our bills and expenses for our checking account. Next up, we have our cash envelopes. Been working out really well having these 3 things come out in cash. So we have my husband's spending. Even though he's on vacation, he's not going to be working. We're still going to give him spending money, just like we gave me spending money. So I'm going to pull out $40 in cash to give to him. Gas, we are going to pull out $50. I always budget $50. Sometimes we put the full $50 directly into our gas tank. Other times we only have to put, we have to put less than that in our gas tank, but we take whatever's left then and we just put it into an envelope to save for a day in the future when we inevitably need extra gas money. So whether or not we put $50 worth of gas in our vehicles this week, we will be using that full $50. And then eating out, we're doing $50 in cash as well. So that means that our cash envelope totals are $140. Next up, we have our sinking funds, and the categories that we are going to be saving money for this week are our campground. You guys know we have a camper that sits on a campsite that we pay an annual fee for. We save a little bit every week so that when that bill comes due in October, we have the money and we don't have to put it on a credit card. So that's $50 we're going to put away for that. For car tags and maintenance, we're going to do $25. That's been the norm recently. We put $25 a week away for any maintenance that inevitably is going to come up on our vehicles, and also to register our car come January when our car tags expire. Christmas, we're going to put $25 away as well. And we're putting $50 into our vacation fund since my husband's going to be on vacation this week and we're most likely going to be doing something, most likely we'll be going to our camper, that $50 will go into our vacation fund and we can use that for whatever we need, whether it be to do something fun while we're up there, which is not likely since everything is still pretty much shut down and all of the festivities and things are pretty much canceled, but maybe we need propane or firewood or whatever it is that'll come out of our vacation fund. So we're just going to throw $50 in there, bulk it up a little bit more, that way we have the money should we need it. And our sinking fund total, which I neglected to write in, is $150. Next up we have our debt snowball. We are actively trying to pay down debt. We use the debt snowball method, and the amount that we have been paying every week for our debt snowball is $128. This week is no exception, so we've budgeted $128 for that. And lastly, we have extra savings. This is money that we are going to be saving just for a rainy day. It's not like our sinking funds where we have a specific goal in mind. This extra savings is just that, it's extra. And we're going to be saving at $20 towards our extra savings this week. And our savings total is going to be $20. So that's pretty much going to do it for that. I went through this really quickly. I know I usually take more time to explain things, but we are so far in advance with this budget that I really just kept it at the bare bones. That way I know that I'm covered regardless. So next we go over here to our cash envelope breakdown. This is where I figure out how much cash I need to pull out of the bank to cover the categories that we use cash for. So in our case, that is our sinking funds. We pull those out in cash, our extra savings, and our cash envelopes. So I'm going to write those categories in here, and then we'll go through and break everything down. So I'll be right back after I get these categories written in. Alright, so I have all of my categories written out as well as their amounts, and now we're just going to break down the denominations that we need to take from the bank. So for my husband's spending, it's $40, and he likes it in 20s, so we'll take two 20s. Gas is a 50. Eating out is 50. Campground is also 50, so three 50s. Car tags and maintenance is 25, so we'll do a 20 and a 5. Christmas is 25, so 20 and a 5. For a vacation, we're going to pull out a 50, and Savopoly is a 20. So this is super, super simple this week. So we have no 1s, 2 5s, which is $10, no 10s, 2, 3, 4, 5 20s, so that's 100, and 4 50s, which is 200. No hundreds. So I'm just going to transfer this information to one of these cash teller sticky notes, which are also from the Budget Mom. And then I will just give this to my husband, and he will pull out the cash that we need. And then once I have the cash, I will sit down and film our cash envelope stuffing video, which I know is everyone's favorite, and it's my favorite too. 200, and that's a total of 310. So we will be pulling out $310 from our bank to fill our cash envelopes, and you guys will see that video on Friday. Alright, you guys, that is it for my breakdown for the 5th paycheck in the month of June, the very last one. Next week, you guys will start seeing my July budgets, which I'm really excited for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit rushed. I know that there wasn't as much information. Like I said, I'm filming this super, super early, so hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, make sure that you give it a thumbs up so that I know. Also, make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss a budget video. Make sure you come back on Friday to see the cash envelope stuffing and the sinking funds for this paycheck. I'd love to have you back, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!